Hi Cubbies, I hope everyone is doing well at home. Tonight our lesson is on God is in charge. So today, Cubby Bear and Lovey Lamb were having some trouble being kind to their friends. Cubbies, what are some ways that we can be kind? The best reason to be kind is because God tells us to be kind in His Word. He is the King of everything, and we should obey what He says. But sometimes we have a hard time obeying God. Do you remember when the Israelites were hiking through the desert? In the desert, the Israelites had a hard time obeying God's 10 commandments. Commandments 1, 2, 3, and 4 tells us ways to love God. So our verse for the week is Mark 12:30. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. So let's say it again. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. Jesus says we should love others. Commandments 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 tells us ways to love each other. The Israelites did not obey God's 10 commandments, but God gave them another chance. He brought them home to the promised land, the land of Canaan. Cubbies, what do you think? Did the Israelites obey God's commandments in their new land? They tried, but something very sad happened. They had forgotten about God and all the good things that He had done. They disobeyed all of God's 10 commandments. So what is this man doing? He is bowing down to a golden cow. He thinks the cow is God. Isn't that silly? We know there is only one God, and He is not a cow. This man is disobeying God's commandments, and he's not showing love to God. The Israelites kept on disobeying, and after a while, they told God they did not want Him to be king anymore. The Israelites said, "Give us a man to be our king. All the other lands have men as kings, so why shouldn't we?" God was still the true king, but He decided to give them the kind of king they wanted. So He chose a man named Saul to be the first king of the Israelites. He looked like a king. He was the tallest of the people. He looked good on the outside, but something was wrong with Saul on the inside. What do you think was wrong? King Saul did not want to obey God's commandments. So God said he could not stay king for very long. God would find a different king. What kind of king do you think God would find? God told a man, Samuel, where to find a new king. Samuel, God said, go and visit a father named Jesse in the town of Bethlehem. I have picked one of his sons to be king. Samuel's first son, Eliab, he was the tallest and the oldest. He looked like a king. He must be the one, Samuel thought. But God said, no, he's not the one. He looked like a king on the outside, but I look at the heart on the inside, God said. He wants a king who will love and obey Him. So Samuel saw Jesse's second son, and God said, he's not the one. So Samuel saw the third son. Nope, not him either. He saw the fourth son, the fifth son, the sixth son, and the seventh son. God hasn't chose any of them to be king. Do you have any more sons? Samuel asked Jesse. Yes, there's one more, but he's watching the sheep, and he is the youngest of all. Bring him here, said Samuel. When the youngest son David walked in, the Lord told Samuel, he's the one. Really? Could the youngest and probably the smallest son really be the next king? Yes. David would love and obey the Lord and just be the kind of king God wanted. So Samuel poured oil on Samuel's head in the Bible. That's what people did before someone became king. And when David grew up, he would become the next king of Israel. David was not perfect, but he knew God, and he wanted to love and obey the Lord. Cubbies, who do you want to love? Do you want to love and obey the Lord? In Mark 12:30, our Bible verse, Jesus says, "Love the Lord with all thy heart, all thy soul, and all thy mind, and with all thy strength." That means you should love God with every part of you, everything you think and feel and do. Cubby, what are some ways that we can love God? Loving others is a way that we can love God. Listening to our mommies and daddies is a way that we can love God. Reading our Bible is a way that we can love God. All of those ways we can show God that we love Him. So that's our lesson for this week. I hope everyone has a great week. Stay safe. I love you. Cubby loves you. Have a great week.